Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kitsune Readings, where your questions find answers.
Hello everyone, Ryu here. Today we're going to talk about Metroid from 1987 on the NES. Now the reason I'm showing you the cover here is you'll notice it says Password Pack. What that meant was that it was a password game, right? And you didn't have a save battery in it. So they did this to save money on cartridges because this battery save system made cartridges at that time in the 80s very expensive, right? Like Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System, for example, um, cost a lot of money. It was around $70 because of the extra battery save feature. Other games that had this were The Legend of Zelda, or that had the battery save system, I mean, or battery backup. The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Final Fantasy, Kirby's Adventure, one of the few late NES games to use saving, or autosave rather. Star Tropics 1 and 2, Zoda's Revenge is the second one. Star Tropics 2, Zoda's Revenge. The Dragon Warrior games 1, 2, 3, and 4. Crystallis. Maniac Mansion, Earthbound Beginnings. The Super Nintendo Earthbound is a remake of Earthbound for the NES. The original Earthbound was only released on the NES in Japan. So the Super NES Earthbound is a remake. Shadowgate, Uninvited. Uninvited was the first horror game I played that actually scared the crap out of me. The second one was actually Resident Evil. Uninvited actually gave me nightmares as a child. Uh, I'll play that game for you if I ever find it. Next, we had sports games. Tecmo Super Bowl, which used a battery to track season stats and team standings. Baseball Stars 1 and 2, Nobunaga's Ambition, not a sports game but had battery saving. Both 1 and 2 had that. And Romance of the Three Kingdoms 1 and 2 also had it. Now, games that had the battery saving feature, actually, if you looked on the back of your NES cartridge, they would have a gold label. And standard game cartridges that didn't have that would just have a gold label on the back. So if you ever wondered why some of your NES games had a gold label, well, now you know. It's because they had the gold label had the battery save on it. Now there were weird electrical shorts or bursts that could erase your save data, which is why on the original back of the original NES cartridges, it would say you should hold the reset button and then hit the power switch to avoid accidentally overwriting or deleting your save data. So let's look at Metroid. This game did not come out until 1987 in America. It has a 1986 copyright, that's when it came out in Japan. And it didn't release in Europe until a year later in 1988. Emergency order. Defeat the Metroid of planet Zebeth and destroy the Mother Brain, the mechanical life vein, and the galaxy. So, this game in Japan was on the Famicom disk system. By the time it released in America, the Famicom disk system wasn't needed anymore because cartridges improved to the point where they didn't need to do that. But to save money on the cartridge production, they put a password system in and not a battery save. Now we have start and we have continue, right? You pick between the two by using the select button. Oh, look, here we go. This is Samus, fun fact. Samus, most people didn't know that Samus was a woman right away. Because you see her in the power suit there, so they thought that it was a man. And Samus was listed as a he in very early things. But we're not going to play Samus in the power suit. This is on the Nintendo Switch app, by the way. Nay. Giga Chads use the code. And play Samus without the power suit. Which I think is this one. Let me see here. Oh, I got it wrong. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Oh, I got one of the letters wrong. Okay. Oh, whoops. There we go. I misplaced a few letters. Man, that dyslexia. So, I got that wrong again. Dang. It might actually just be the Justin Bailey code. One day my memory will actually function. Yeah, it's actually the Justin Bailey code. And then all spaces. Make sure I spelled that right. Oh, whoops. It's actually... Whoops. Oh. Alright, we'll just reset. I'll make my life easier. I forgot to put the E in Bailey. Oh. There we go. I promise my memory is capable of function. Oh, whoops. There we go. Maybe I need to put in all zeros. That or I spelled Justin Bailey wrong. Oh, yeah, I did. Whoops. Oh, there we go. There's Samus without her suit. And she has all her weapons. Now, if you beat the game fast enough, you get her with her suit, without her suit. Now, we should be able to just collect everything. And play her without her suit from the beginning. By using the Narpa's sword code. Yeah. So you don't put zeros in, it's just Narpa's sword. And it starts you with extra items. But there's a code I'm looking for that I can't remember. Oh, and Narpa's sword is an invincibility code, too. Ah, that's what it was. Now I remember. Okay. So if you want to play Samus suitless from the beginning, with no upgrades, you want to go to the password screen, and put all zeros, and then at the end you put 20. Oh, my bad. You put 20 at the end of the second code as well. 000000002. There we go. Now you spawn as suitless Samus. Well, that was a process, wasn't it? Now, the Justin Bailey outfit, she has the pink leotard and the green hair. It took me a few minutes to remember that code. Alright, you got me. I had to look it up. Because I didn't remember. And the beautiful part of this is that we now have a save state. We'll put this on save slot number 2. Metroid had a lot of different things for me growing up. Lots of memories. I loved this game so much. I did not know Samus was a woman until I saw somebody playing her like this without her suit. She takes off her helmet when you beat the game at the end, by the way. This is what spawned Metroidvania games. Maze-like puzzles. The game was non-linear, so you could go back and forth. And one of the first earliest games to do so. This is the way to play Metroid right here. Zero Suit Samus. I forgot, there's no duck and shoot in this. You can aim her gun though, which is kind of nice. Ah yeah, upgrade locked progression is another thing that stands for Metroidvania games. Alright, we need bombs to get through there. Those must be this way. I'll eventually remember where to go. Everyone in the neighborhood was playing Metroid when it first released. Knowing all the secret codes was a big deal. You can see that Samus is obviously like a brunette here. Why they made her blonde in later releases, I do not know. There's also no, like, map progression system in this game, which is pretty weird. Because, like, all the Metroids after this did have a map progression system. Even Metroid 2, The Return of Samus on the Game Boy. This game also was meant to give the player a feeling of isolation. And was meant to cultivate that atmosphere, which is why Metroid Prime 4 sucks so much ass. It has, like, the companion system, what a joke. That's not how Samus is. She's a solo bounty hunter. I would have fired the person making Metroid Prime 4 immediately after seeing how poor their ideas for the game actually are. But this is Samus in the original format. I think being able to play as Samus without her power suit was pretty fun. The surprise of learning that Samus is not a man was also pretty interesting for the time that this game released. There we go. We can refill our energy this way. Sometimes enemy spawners are great, because they let you do things like this. stopped dropping. Almost full of energy. There we go. The first two Metroid Primes were really good. 3 and the other Metroid games after that, not so much. Ah, the humble beginnings of Samus. Back when games being made were actually good. The only good games coming out today are indie games. This game was legendary for the time it came out, by the way. Probably one of the most iconic Nintendo games in history. Alright, missiles. Well, that's all the time I have today, my friends. I hope you liked seeing the game Metroid and a brief history of what it is and why we had battery saving back then. However, another problem with battery saving was when the battery died and you had to replace it, your save data was completely wiped and gone. This game is on the Nintendo Switch app if you want to experience it today. I do own this game physically, of course, but it's probably pretty convenient to play it on the Switch app. Fun game. It's nice to experience it in official capacities without needing to emulate it. Fun game. I would recommend giving the original Metroid a try. I loved it, and I'm sure you will too. Thanks for being here and listening, my friends. I appreciate all of you. You can and you will achieve your dreams, my friends. I believe in you. Thanks again for being here, and have a great day.